Hi guys, welcome. Those of you that have been following the channel will know that I dropped a couple of hundred rating points in my 5-minute games. But here we can see, if you look at my rating, I went from like low 1300s. I gained about 100 rating points and went all the way to the 1400s again. I didn't record any of this because I had to get back on the grind, and it's harder when I'm speaking to play well. I can just about do it in 10 minutes, but in 5 minutes I really struggle. So as you can see, some games were 90% accurate, some games 80, some 70. There was a couple of like 20 and 30% accuracy. I'm going to be really interested to analyze the games where I played badly, actually. So if I just move my little face here, so you can see, and then we'll just shrink this down, and then we're ready to go. Okay, so in game one, guys, what happened? I'm not going to go through in intense detail. I just want to highlight the key points. So they kick my bishop back, and this is all looking relatively normal. Bit of pressure here. Gonna try and tap quietly with my keyboard because I realize it shows up in some of the audio. So this is all normal. And here I made an awful mistake. I took thinking that after pawn takes I win the knight, not realizing, of course, that queen takes defends the knight. And I don't get to capture it. So just queen takes, defends. But they go with this interesting thing of like creating an exceeding danger level to my threat of I guess taking this, but not realizing that I can take and create an exceeding danger level, which in itself creates an exceeding danger level on the king. So it's all about, I call it continuations. Who's got the better continuation here? Me. So I take there. Yeah, they can take my queen, but I take theirs with check, then recapture the knight. Oh, I decided to even throw in the bishop capture. But yeah, even taking the knight was fine as well. I'm not going to analyze any more of that. Who's got the best continuation, guys? Ask yourself when you see like a dual-threaded tactical sequence, you know, where you're both going off on one another side, on opposite sides of the board. So here I only had 50% accuracy. So let's see where I went wrong. So Ruy Lopez, all looking quite normal. Here we break in the center, which the engine thinks is okay. They hit my bishop, we slide back. Castles all around. We get out the pin. I don't understand why the engine thinks this is so bad. Maybe it thinks lifting the queen is better. So they should have taken, we come out. Why is this bad? Just because of takes. And then we get to hit the bishop, which is nice. And it just loves this knight maneuver, hitting this at the end. Double the pawns. It's not quite liking these pawn pushes in light of this hitting the rook. I've not looked at these games before, guys, so this is like my reaction to how I played the other night. I managed to win like 10 games in a row. It was ridiculous. It's the joy of not having to commentate as well. But I do love commentating. Like, realistically, if I wanted to get as good at chess over the next few months, I could sit in a dark room and play chess on my own. But how long could I really do that for? And also, life's too short. I'd rather speak to you guys, have fun, do some YouTube videos. What's happening here? And I think doing this long term, I'll actually get better, even though it's not quite as intensive as sitting in a dark room. I think I'll be able to keep this up, you know? Bit of YouTube here and there. So here, I hit the queen, and then when the queen doesn't move, I sort of forget about my whole plan and start worrying about this pawn. Oh no. Wait, why is this a blunder as well? Because push? Why is this so good? Wait, why is this so bad? Because of... they just hit my rook. And for some reason I can't move the rook out the way. I just invest in the pawn. Okay. Hit the queen. Anyway, that's not what happened. We got absolute mayhem on the board, guys. They blunder. And the engine just loves this push in the past pawn, guys. If in doubt, push that pawn. I think I won that one on time. Bit of a fluke there, so Time, but you know, time is a weapon. Time is a piece. So here he got 22% accurate. I got 30. Just dreadful all around. In this Sicilian. And I love this move, guys. Look at that. Bang. Yeah, giving up the key defender of the king, but giving them double isolated pawns. And I like what I do here. The engine's saying this is okay, but my thinking was I've traded off my dark square bishop, so I'm going to put all my pawns on these dark squares. Apart from that one, which I decided to put on a light square. Yeah, maybe not sticking to the plan. That was my plan at the time. And after this, we're hitting the queen, which seems pretty nice. Queen defense here. Oh, and they just give the queen away. 5-minute games, remember, guys, so it's, you know, it's a bit manic. So they play, is this an Alapin thing? Or is that from the black side? Anyway, they've got this pincer thing where they're stopping me pushing my d-pawn. This guy plays 37% accurate, and I play 80 odd. Oh, and I'm just already, look at that square. Oh, very nice. And I jump right in there. And I love this central clamp. Kicking out the bishop. So, queen out here is not great. What should I have played? I was saying I should break. And castle maybe queenside? Wow. And it loves this knight reroute to try and, what, like this and get in here, maybe? Oh, I love that pawn break, though. Here we just slide back. Takes, and we're happy with the takes, because we get the open file now, guys. And now we just line up on that file. With the rooks. They go for this sacrifice, but, you know, I'm happy. I've got these two pieces defending. We just block. We just shove our pieces in their face, and then force the queen trade. And they've just sacked a piece. We've got this beautiful passed pawn here. Oh, and then they're so constricted by this 5-point bishop, let's be honest, that they sack the rook for it. And then we're just coming in with the rooks here, and it's going to be pretty hopeless for our opponent. And then, yeah, we're going to hit the king, and it's going to be all over. So here, I think, do we lose this? We play 40%, our opponent plays 60. So, all right, in the Sicilian, guys, against bishop here, you've got to remember, how do you counter a light square bishop? Put your pawns on the light squares and go bang, bang. Kick it out. Okay, the engine loves it. Now, because they've played the knight here defending this square, you have to go here and just add a little bit more pressure onto this square. But we had just enough pressure. And then we get a big center here. Now, the engine doesn't like the push because of takes. And then, I don't see that it's so bad. I started throwing this move in, guys. This is something I've built into my game. Capturing on squares like this, just so they have to lift the rook. And then it means once they develop their pieces and castle, the rooks are disconnected. And they've just got to waste a move to put the rook back and reconnect the rooks. It's just a little, like, subtlety to my game. I know it's a big word to describe my game, subtlety. So here, just not to give myself too big a pat on the back, but that is pretty aesthetic. Just Bosch, like forking the pawn and the rook here, and it causes some issues for white. So the king's just a little bit exposed. We go for this queen trade, which maybe we could have had a bigger attack. And actually, what am I doing here? I'm putting my king up, so I can't castle at this point. So I'm just pushing some pawns, getting aggressive, trying to get my king into the game. Oh, and this is the one I lose. Oh, I remember this. I remember this, guys. At this point, I just won like 5 games in a row, and I just felt like 2 wrecking balls. Right. And then I just charge out with my king, thinking I'm the biggest dog who's ever played chess. And I just march my king into this checkmating sequence. Yeah, I don't know. I think my ego took hold there, guys. So here, this is one where they could even give away this pawn in order to develop their dark square bishop there really rapidly. So now we just need to develop. They've given away some material. I'm thinking, how do I develop as quick as possible? So the engine doesn't like this. It just puts a piece on a weird square. What was I thinking? I guess I didn't really have any good option apart from putting it back. Here, I couldn't see a tactic. Maybe there was this, just win the pawn. But yeah, if you're leaving a piece on an undefended square, guys, just be aware for those tactics. And now, again, they're putting the piece on an undefended square, and it just happens to be a massive blunder, you know? Why? Because we take the pawn. We're hitting this. Surprised that's a massive blunder, just losing the pawn. But I guess it's a central pawn, and after they lose that pawn, we just dominate the center. After castles, so they're trying to hit this and this. So we give away the... Yeah, what was I thinking here? This is best move, to give away the knight, but for it we get... I don't know, just a bit of tempo, I guess. They just hang the queen. Okay, let's not look any further into that one, guys. So here, I play a little bit better than my opponent. Decent accuracy. So we capture, double the pawns, but they're going to undouble with this capture in the center. We kick their bishop back. Here, I didn't want them to undouble, so I thought I'd take. But either way, it sort of undoubles. And this actually just develops their piece. So I really hate that move looking back. But we kick their bishop, you know. And I like this, pinning the knight, but they're going to castle out of the issue. And then, okay, so this, the only thing, this queen is now pinned. So I go for this, which actually the engine hates, because it does smash open the position. So after this, what? Why is it so bad? It's saying for us to not even take because it is so catastrophic for the position. And to not even take this. Oh no, we can't take that because of the pin, right? Wow. Just leaving this just shows, guys, how important pawns are. Saying that pawn is more important than their bishop in that position. But anyway, as it happened, me being me, I recklessly took the piece. So the knight jumps in, playing off the fact that this pawn is pinned. And I obviously go for the queen trade. And then I'm just trying to simplify at this point. I think just being up a piece. And that was just a lovely, like, circumstantial thing that the bishop and rook just connected there. I was happy about that. And at that point, I was pretty confident that I was going to win it. That's lovely, just taking the pawn and defending the piece. And yeah, it's pretty winning for me. So moving on to a game, I'm 70% accurate, respectable. The engine actually likes that in this position. Okay, I guess with the idea of rebuilding on the light squares, trading off the light square bishop, doubling their pawns. So clamping down on the center. An engine likes coming, targeting this weakness. Yes, good thinking, engine. But we block in our queen instead. What? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was good. Develop a piece and defend the pawn rather than undevelop a piece and defend the pawn. Yeah. So we reinforce here. Slide back the bishop. All looking a little bit closed. What happened here? The bar just moved. So after takes, we win a pawn. And here, aren't we somehow getting away? After this, we're just up a piece. And I mean, what have they got? Their structure is sort of awful. And we're just going to try and trade now. And we're coming in on this square, maybe. Oh, and wow. They sacrificed the rook for the knight, and the engine doesn't even say it's bad. It's just They've got nothing in this position. Yeah, pretty sad from our opponent there at the end. So 3 to go, guys. Hope you're still watching. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying this weird one. I know I don't normally do videos like this. I normally play live, but so we get out the opening and why do I go for this? This is just bad, right? My king's stuck in the center. It's just a little bit awkward for me. It takes. We've got some pressure here though. They don't take the pawn, which I'm chuffed about. And now, okay, so we jump in. Oh, and that clarifies things for us, doesn't it? This takes. I like that for me. Engine says it's all right for white. And then we just simplify. Guys, when the rooks are opposing, if you're the one taking, all you're doing is bringing the opponent's rook to the open file for it to dominate the game. And that's what I got. Let's leave it there. Don't know why that annoyed me so much. Like my opponent's been watching my videos, not listening. So here, pretty nice for us actually. This pawn pinned now, so bishop unpinning. Yeah, and this is a common thing in the advanced French. This is advanced French, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, where the queen comes here to pressure to this square. So here we block with the queen and get nice development after that. Maybe our opponent gives up a little bit of pressure that they had. This is bad. Oh, yeah. So we lose a pawn there. Somehow, we managed to cling on to this one. I think this was quite an instructive one. So we're lining up the bishop quite nicely. Engine's saying take because after... No, I don't really want to take. We're just down a pawn. Now here we have to take because if we move out the way, they've just got dominance over the open file. So I go for this, trying to make something happen. And I think my only out here, being down a pawn and just with a positional disadvantage, is just to bring the king. And here I sort of fork the 2 pieces. But actually, they can just go take. But then I go capture the rook, right? Or if they go here. Yeah, they just take. And after takes, they're just winning. Although we have got a more active king. But yeah, they should have known to simplify, guys. So being good at endgames isn't necessarily about, like, once you're in the endgame. It's more when you're in the middle game, knowing when to just trade into a winning endgame, knowing it is winning. So they think they're forked here. And they just give away the piece. And in the final game, guys, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we won 10 of 11 games that night. We went crazy. I wish you were there to watch. I wish it was live, guys, but I wasn't speaking. I was just like on my own, just sweating it out, you know? So we're chasing this bishop down, which I like. The engine says it's bad. In light of takes? What? Wait, so it's saying... Wait, here, I want to understand this. So, it's saying take, we capture. Surely we just take the piece. But then they get this, we get... No, is that not better? Or this? Surely that's better than doing this. Oh, now it's saying it's best move. Now it's thought about it. Okay, so anyway, as it happened, we chase their bishop down. We try and start like trapping the bishop. But then... So, we don't realize that this hits our knight here. And again, we're losing massively. We throw in a check to try and get some counterplay. We've got this on the way. If we can step out of all the checks we're under. So we develop the queen a bit more, protect the knight. And here we're just awful. Somehow we managed to swindle it though, guys. What accuracy did we get here? 30%. Did we win this? Surely not. Oh, and this looks really bad for me. We get a queen trade. I'm what? Down a piece? I didn't swindle this. The takes. We hit the rook. We trade the rook to improve their pawn structure. Oh, there it is, guys. There it is. Bang. But then they defend. Wait, do I win this? No, I don't win it. Right? Or do I win on I won on time. I didn't understand what was going on there. Yeah, oh, look at the time. I'm on 30 seconds. He's got like 1 second. So I'm just throwing in any check I can at the end there. Just to get a little swindle. So 10 out of 11. Got 100 points back. So we're going to be continuing on the road to 1600. Trying to keep up this standard of play while actually recording my games and talking through it. So we'll see how that goes, guys. Hope you enjoyed that style. Let me know in the comments what you think of that format of video. And if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Join the Discord if you want to get in our weekly weekly tournaments. I'm getting like a lot of messages every day, people wanting to play me now. I know it's a good problem to have. I do appreciate it, guys. But I am like at work a lot of the day. So join the Discord, and once a week we have tournaments. So I'll see you there, guys. Cheers. See you next time.